Right, I'm beginning to put things together, and it's not going entirely to plan, I'll be honest. The first thing that's irritated me is this tank that I made such a fantastic job of. In order to put the fuel tap on underneath, I flipped it upside down on a white towel just to protect it, but it didn't protect it that much because it's left like the imprints of the towel in their lacquer, which quite clearly hasn't gone off yet. I don't know what I can do about that. I am going to leave it for the time being, let the lacquer do what it's got to do, and then hope I can polish it out. If I can't, it'll be just another blemish like that one there, of which this bike is not short. But anyway, as you can see, I've got the tank on. I've put this top plate on, this chrome embellishment, but as you can see, for some reason that fuel neck is not central, and there doesn't seem to be any movement or adjustment in it. So I'm going to whip that off again, and then there's like a metal bracket on the front here which I'm going to flip over and see if that helps. Oh, I don't know if I can flip it over though. Let me get this back off again and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is the bracket in question. Actually, looking at that, that's not central anyway, is it? That's more like that distance there, and that distance there is different regardless. So is that just the way it is? I can't remember without sort of digging up the footage of me taking the tank apart. Assuming there is footage of me taking it apart, I don't know if I recorded that. But, you know, look how clean that tank is in there. Lovely. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe it's meant to be on the piss then. Fucked if I know. Right, I'm going to carry on putting this together. We'll nip in and out as necessary. I'm not going to film everything putting it together. Can't be arsed. Right, so this is probably the answer to the question, because let's get it in focus. There we go. That's on the piss as well. So strange why they did it that way, isn't it? But anyway, in theory, when this goes on, this is the cap, obviously. That should all look pretty central, presumably. Right, let me bring you back when it's all together. Well, there you go, that's the tank on, and you'll also notice I've put a tank protector on there, or should I say half a tank protector, because it was much longer than that. I hacked a lump off to make it fit. Weren't sure at first whether I should, but I did, and I've got to be honest, I quite like it. It goes well with that green. So there is the tank, fully bolted on, ready for some fuel. I've not piped it up yet, and I still don't know if that petcock works or is going to leak. But what I think I want to do now is put the seat on. The seat needs a clean up though, it's a bit grubby, so I'm going to go away and do that. Also, the issue with the seat, now Kawasaki, in my opinion, are aware of this problem and probably went some way to resolve it and then thought, nah, can't be fucked. Now, in order, if you wanted to take the tank off this bike, you can't take the tank off unless you take the seat off. And you can't take the seat off unless you remove that rear sissy bar. And when I say I think Kawasaki went some way to resolve it, here's why. Now, the fixing bolt for the seat is down there. Now, if you look on the outside here, hang on, let me get you in focus, just there, look, you will see a round plastic thing, like if that weren't there and that was a hole, then that would be exactly in line with where that seat bolt is, so you wouldn't have to remove all of this. So it looks as though they put that there ready to sort of blow that out so that you could go straight in, and then thought, nah, fuck it, we'll make life difficult for them. So yes, unfortunately, to get the seat on, because of that stupidity, I've got to remove that sissy bar. But not a biggie, 4 bolts and she should come off. Anyway, let me get that seat cleaned up, put the seat on. Do you know what? We are as near as damn it ready for an MOT. It's all down to whether that petcock leaks. Right, let me crack on. Right, we are almost there with this bike. I've pretty much got it back together. Note the stain underneath, talk about that in a minute. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Couple of issues. The first one's quite obvious. It's leaking fuel out that brand new carb, pissing fuel out. Float bolt sticking, I think. Not good for a new carb. It's running sweet, it's running lovely, but it's obviously pissing petrol out. The other issue is with the indicators. Let me show you. And this is purely down to me. I can't blame anyone else but me for this. So we'll put the indicators on and we will select left. You saw me select left. And there you go, there's the left indicator flashing away there, no problem. And then on the front, there's the right indicator flashing away. Yeah. Also, I think it's only an advisory. There you go, it did it. They keep speeding up. Now that normally does that when either LED or one of them's not working. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but they are still both working. So we may have a flasher relay problem, I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm going to whip the headlight off because the problem is with the front indicators. I must have wired them up backwards, so we'll whip the headlight off, swap them over. That's not a problem. This carb is a much bigger issue because why is it a big problem? Getting at it is the fucking problem. I've got to take it off, and in order to take it off, I've got to take the seat off and the side panels. In order to take the seat off, I've got to take the backrest off. This is the problem I was speaking about. It's shit design. So all the backrest and the seat and the side panels have all got to come off so that I can loosen up the airbox and then get that carburetor back out again. And I shouldn't be having to take it out. I mean, that's you buy a new carb, even if it's a fucking knockoff one, you expect that to you expect it to work, don't you? But yeah. We're so close. We are more or less MOT ready. We've just got to sort this couple of little niggles out and hopefully get it booked in. I don't know that I can be bothered to do it right now because I want to take that bad boy for a bit of a run. But anyway, that's the issues. They need addressing. Right, I've got the carb off, as you can see. Now, I've taken this carb on and off so many times, I've actually become quite the expert, and I can get it on and off quite quickly. The first time I took it off, it took me bloody ages. I mean, I just whipped it off in 10-15 minutes this time. And you have to take an awful lot of stuff off to get at it. So, I'm sort of thinking along the lines of, I'm going to have a look at the float, see if it can be adjusted, but I'm also kind of thinking, should I take the float and the float needle and parts like that off the old carb? I don't know. These screws here that I'm taking off now for the float bowl, although the bowl itself weren't leaking, they weren't very tight. So what's happening, because this is the pipe it was leaking out of, and this pipe is connected directly to that there. I'm blowing in it. So what's happening then is the petrol is coming up above that and then flowing down there. That's as my understanding. So let's have a look at the float itself now. Oh, I'm blowing the wrong one, ain't I? Now, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm blowing down the fuel pipe and then turn it upside down, and that is shutting the fuel off, no problem. It obviously needs to shut the fuel off a lot earlier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and adjust that float, and then off the bike I'm going to fill this pipe up with fuel and see if we can make it leak off the bike, so we can resolve it off the bike as it was. Right, let me fuck around with that. Right, back together, pot full of petrol. Let me turn that lens around so I can see what you're seeing, and we are simply going to fill this carb up with petrol. See if it leaks. I've just found out also that the heat-proof paint that I've put on the engine is not petrol-proof, because it's fetched some of it off, which is irritating. I'll show you later. Right, so far so good. So far that is not leaking. Still taking petrol. Where the fuck's it all going? It's not leaking, but it seems to be taking a fair old bit. This just shows the quality control, you know, when you buy these Chinese knockoff shit, you know, the quality control. If that was a genuine Mikuni, and it does have Mikuni written on it, but it obviously isn't a Mikuni. This would have been tested and set up. This wouldn't have left the factory like this. Now, where's that petrol's going somewhere? Where's it going? Because it just seems to be. It's not leaking out, but I've got a fair old bit in. Let's keep going. Do you think I've cured it? That's full. That's right to the very top. And it is not leaking. That's still gone down a bit. Let's put some more in. Problem I could have is I could have over adjusted the float so that it was now going to be starving the fuel of bike. Starving the fuel of bike. Starving the bike of fuel. I hope not, but yeah, I'm thinking, shall we pop that back on now and hope we've actually cured the problem? I think I might just I'm going to leave it standing for 10 minutes and keep topping that up just to make absolutely sure, but I'm kind of optimistic we've solved the problem. Right, as long as that don't leak, I will bring you back when we've got it all back on the bike. Well, what can I say? It's finished and everything is working. She is ready for the MOT, I think. Now, we went for, the brief when I started this was cosmetically challenged but mechanically perfect. Now, have I achieved that? Answer, no, but I'm quite pleased with it regardless. Now, I've lost a bit of the paintwork on this panel here. I spilled petrol on it. I didn't realise that wasn't petrol proof. That engine paint job, long term, is probably not going to be great. Going to be super critical. As you know, some of the decals didn't go on well, and we've got a broken part there, which we have done with a nut, as you will see in the video. What else? What could it fail its MOT on? That's another thing. Now, the side light, sometimes when you turn the side light on, it doesn't come on, but you give it a tap and it comes on. I don't know. I've had a look at it. I mean, the wires look fine, and when I had it apart I couldn't make it fail, but it's back together, it's working now. I don't know. Brake disc. On the last MOT, which was in 2016, that was an advisory for being close to its minimum thickness. That may be a failure point. What else could it fail on? I don't know. I really don't know. The indicators and everything works, so there was something else that I thought, oh, the back wheel, is that still? Yeah, it's not as bad as it was, but it has got a little tight spot, which I'm hoping a little bit of a running around will sort it out. It's a strange quirk of the law in this country that I can't ride this bike because it's sawned, which means it's declared, if you're overseas, it means it's declared as being off the road. Now, to put it on the road, I would need to tax and MOT it. I can't tax it until I've MOT'd it, and I can only legally ride it on the road to an MOT station. Now, I need to take this out on the road and give it a shakedown, but the laws of our land do not allow me to do that. It's fully insured. I can ride it legally insured, but because it's sawned and it has no MOT, I can't do anything. But anyway, there it is. I don't know when I'm going to book it in for an MOT. I don't think it's going to be today because I'm a bit busy. But we will come back and report the results. The carb issue is sorted, by the way. I've done the wiring on the indicators so they all flash correctly. I've still got one of the indicators flashing too fast. Again, I'm pretty sure that's just an advisory on the MOT if they misbehave. But yep, there she is. Look at that! I forgot I bought them. Shiny new mirrors. They kind of set the bike off well. Hey. Also, I've put it up on that paddock stand there. I've run the engine for about 10 minutes and then I've held the brake on, and I do seem to have got rid of that tight spot, which I'm pleased about. I have just looked at the previous MOT, which was way back in 2016, and what the advisories were. Now, there was an advisory for the front disc being worn. It's the same disc, so that might come back as an advisory or a fail this time round. Advisory for front wheel bearings. Both front, back and sprocket bearings have been changed, so that won't be a problem. There was an advisory for the headstock bearings. They've been changed, so that's not going to be a problem. And the other advisory was slight fluctuation of rear wheel brake, rear brake. Now that could be a problem, because when I said it had that little tight spot, it would like spin tight, almost as if the brake hub maybe very, very slightly ovaled, and maybe that's why the brake fluctuation was there. So if we get it's not tight now, like I said, I've run it, it's fine. We may get another advisory for that, but if it fails on the back wheel, that could well be bloody expensive, because I've not looked, but I would imagine getting a back wheel for one of these is going to be probably quite tricky. And if you bought a second hand one, is it going to be any better than the one you got? Anyway, enough prevaricating. She is ready for the MOT as far as I know. So what we'll do next, I think, I can't do it today, but I'm going to try and get her booked in for an MOT tomorrow. If she passes, we'll come back and we'll look at all the costs associated with this £275 bike, which, let me tell you, it's not a £275 bike anymore. Anyway, we'll hopefully come back and talk, hopefully, about its pass, or what it failed on. Who can tell? I'm forever leaving that fucking lens cover on. Right, I'm going to have one last look over it off camera, because today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, and tomorrow at 10:30 AM she's booked in for an MOT. Watch this space. Good morning, everybody. The bike has been for an MOT, the Kawasaki Eliminator 125. Oh my god, what an absolute disaster. I mean, it looks absolutely fine, doesn't it? Oh dear. Right, okay. Let's pop in the shed and have a look what she failed on. Oh dear, don't need this, do I? Actually I do, because I'm lying. It passed. No advisories. 12-month MOT. Absolutely fantastic. Well pleased with that. The mileage history, as you can see, is all out of kilter, because we changed that speedo, didn't we? But yeah, expiry date 05/06/2026. And where's the reg? No, it's up there, isn't it? Yeah, so there you go. EY03 KLU, year's MOT. Absolutely fantastic. Right, that is pretty much it for this bike. Just going to pop back into the house now, and we'll have a look at the costs involved in getting it to where it is, and yeah, let's assess what we ended up with. Right, welcome to my sofa. You don't often get the privilege of coming in here. Anyway, let's have a quick look. I've done this little spreadsheet here with some of the costs. Right, purchase price £275. That's what we paid for the bike back in September last year. It didn't have a V5, so 25 quid for the V5, 29.99 for a battery, fork gaiters, starter bushes. You can see I'm not going to list absolutely everything, but you can see there. I'm bound to have missed some insignificant little item, I'm sure, but I think, as far as I know, I've got everything. So we've done a clutch switch there, £9.99. I've included everything, even the U-bolts that hold that homemade bracket on. Paint and lacquer, 21, primer and filler. So used caliper, 20 quid. What else we got here? Service parts, that was the oil filter, air filter, etc, etc. Someone's moaning on me in the comments that I didn't spray oil on it, or rather he didn't see me spray oil on it. Anyway, that's a side. Used speedo, £24.99. Brake shoes, £8.95. So there you go. We've done everything, and then the final item there, MOT, £28, and we have a grand total of £775.95p. That is what this bike owes me. Have I overspent on it? Yeah, possibly. I think it's worth more than it owes me. So in that respect, no, I haven't. Were it not for YouTube, I wouldn't have bothered. You know, it weren't worth repairing. Anybody else got it, you know, they would have either done a bodge job and just got it on the road rather than done everything I've done. I don't know. But anyway, that's the final price, £775.95p. Right, let's pop outside and wrap this up. Right, let's pop into the shed because it is a bit windy. Okay, that one's finished. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it went on a little bit, but unusually for me, I did actually see a project through right to the end, you know. GPZ 500S there, which was still not finished, and I've had that a year and a half. But anyway, we did that in less than a year, which for me is lightning speed. Right, the bike is up for sale. You've all seen the cost, what it cost me. I've advertised it for £1,200. I don't know if that's a bit cheeky, but you know, I've had one or two inquiries. It's only been advertised a couple of days, so probably take £1,000 for it, in all fairness. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you think that's a little bit overpriced. But there she is. Yeah, let's wrap this one up, call it a day. Thanks for watching.